Dear Lord, have mercy. What ridiculousness are you over here into, sir? Do we want to know? I'm scared to. Again. What is it about these places, baby? Is there a lot of frogs around that area or something? I don't get it. Could you not bark with your head under the water again? I beg unto you. And you definitely need to make sure to spin dry extra before running in the house again, sir. Weirdo. Sir, how long? I'm just curious how long it's going to take you to realize I have moved on and you hog your little tiny narrow hiney. Okay, that was pretty quick actually. Impressive. Anyway. Come over here to aggravate these neighbors, are you? I keep telling you, no matter how you keep using that approach, you're going to get the same response. This seat's taken. Hey, baby. Hey, I hope I get you on video. Look at you. Oh, let it be. You be you, and I'll be me. Think to the breeze. You be you. Could you not eat those frogs, brother? What is lacking in your diet, sir, that you are trying to eat the rocks and tearing at the... I told you, if you're trying to knock at those neighbors' doors, that's not the approach. That is not... It's clearly this seat's taken. You kind of ain't welcome here. Oh my goodness. I need a vlogger. I show you in here. Look it. Do it more. Set change. Come someone else. Let it go. Let it be. You be you. And I'll be me. Things broke through the breeze. Be you. And I'll be me. And I'll be me. Lord Jesus. Yeah, we need to check into the gorge thing and the marlins coming out above the nose. And hello, yet again. Captain Obvious over here pointing out the technique has neither. Yet again, I think these are tripwires. I think these are like energetic fairy tripwires of, hello, the weirdo is invading our territory again. Everybody, back to normal. Kind of like the Toy Story. Hello, the toys when he was asleep and behind, when he was doing stuff, they would come into life like that. That's kind of always how I felt. The fairies were always around me doing that because they like to. Seriously, all my life I felt them doing that. Ha ha, ha ha. You know it was us, ha ha. And I knew it was different than the angels, and I knew it was different than. The angels and Father God. I knew it was the elementals around me, the nature herself, the animals. When you tune in enough to the moments and your places and the ley lines, because all these These are ancient life around us. And we are a delicate balance that rely on each other. Nitrogen, oxygen, all that. But don't forget, faith folk in the ether. Y'all have a hard enough time believing in Jesus, Lord of mercy. What in the world? Start talking about, and you have an easier time believing about space aliens rather than, hey, there's been fairy folk around you the whole time, but you have been acting like such, what in the Lord have mercy? Where's their common sense? Honey, this is where you live. You don't shit where you eat. Unless you're flying. I mean, look at the fly situation. They land on stuff, they're throwing up all over the place. Just bleh, immediately, the first thing they do is land, bleh, they're spewing their filth everywhere. And they just make a shitty situation shittier. And they spread their shit around, and they're only attracted to shit and add more shit anyway. So they serve their purpose. I don't know. Sorry, where was I doing? Reeling it in. How did we get to that? Oh, faith folk, yeah. Lord of mercy, you have a hard enough time believing in Jesus. You know, and you can't believe that the sentient beings around you, elephants, the trees themselves, sentient beings, get still enough. When they say there's nothing more beautiful, there's not a more beautiful poem as a tree. I can't remember. I'm not quoting it verbatim, but you tune in, and absolutely they are poetry. Some of the most beautiful thoughts I've had have been curled up and just enjoying the moment, and they flow some of the most beautiful thoughts to me that just never dawned on me. And it's an imprinting of energies is the only way that I can convey that exchange, as I breathe out and they breathe in. As within, so without is how that connection feels. Lord of mercy, you have a hard enough time believing in Jesus. You can't understand that you can tune into nature around you and say, hey, can you breathe that in and tell me, yo, I love you. I've been hanging out in these woods. How long now? The energy around me is tuned in via the crystal formations. Hello? This place is nothing but freaking quartz, y'all. These right here, Appalachian foothills, are older than Saturn's rings. Hello. Meaning, if they are in a touchable, tangible, physical, then they are capable of aging. And so, this is the touchable, tangible that the spirit has pierced to be able to be God in this touchable, tangible, living and enjoying as us. Is how that feels anyway. Sir! Yet again. Seriously, is it because it's like a distinctive pattern to the weird places that he starts? Very odd. Interesting. Is it like energetic trip? I'm not even kidding. I've had some of those. There's something about a certain time of year in a certain areas. I was like walking and it was like a force field, and I went to my knees because it's like, it's like, what the crap was that? It's freaky. Had that happen a couple of times actually. And they were like, "Are you all right?" Kind of felt like vertigo, and I couldn't help it. Can't help but wonder if vertigo isn't a symptom for empaths and people with psychic abilities in their tuning during timeline shifts and stuff. Those things are starting to turn into another pattern for me noticing. When did I experience what energetic ties was I making? Where was I? Haha! Anyway, because energetic tags, tracers, those connections we make are very, very, very important. And also consider energetically who was in those areas, like attracts like at those times. Why were we drawn to certain areas during certain times, during certain things and events going on in the world? That part, hello, Jesus.